and I thought I'd share some challenges I've been experiencing as the owner and guardian of a dog with canine cognitive dysfunction, my dog Daisy. So, starting with what happened over the weekend. So, as you'll know, last weekend was the Easter bank holiday weekend, and we were travelling to Wexford to spend time with family, which we often do actually over the summer months as well. And we're bringing Daisy along, of course. And she hasn't always liked traveling in the car, but she's mostly tolerated it. But this time was completely different. So we normally have her in the back seat, in her own sort of little car seat with a seat belt for a dog that attaches to the back of her harness and then into the seatbelt buckle on the other end. So quite a typical dog seat belt. And she's normally settled enough, although she'll whine from time to time. So we set off on our journey there on Saturday, and about she was quiet for the first 10 minutes or so of the journey. But unfortunately, after the first 10 minutes, she started to whine, and after a while, the whining got louder and louder, and eventually it turned into high-pitched barking. It was very distressing to listen to, and very distracting for the driver, who was my husband. My husband was driving. It could have resulted in an accident. So I asked him to pull over, and I thought maybe taking her out and holding her against my body in the car and giving her a pat would reduce her anxiety. So we tried that, but that didn't work. So she's continued to whine, and then the high pitched barking started again. And then she was scrabbling, trying to get out of my arms, and nearly in a panic, trying to get out of the car altogether. Um, so obviously that was very problematic. So I asked my husband to pull in again, which he did. And because I said I had one more idea. And I got her a bag of treats out of the boot, and I started to hold her, and I fed her treats bit by bit throughout the journey. Now, she took those treats happily, so that it indicated to me that she probably wasn't nauseous. But I had to spread them out periodically to make sure we wouldn't run out of treats during the journey. So I had to judge it to make sure that it was keeping her under threshold, but at the same time we wouldn't run out. So thank goodness it was only a short trip. It would normally take us about an hour and a half. Overall, though, it took us about 2 hours because of the diversions. So we decided we'd have to use the same approach on the way home. Um, so we did, and I was worried because I was starting to run out of treats, but we managed to keep them till the end of the car journey. So going forward, we need a new solution because we often go to Wexford for weekends or for a whole week over the summer. And to not be able to take Daisy would mean that we wouldn't be able to do that, and that would negatively affect our own quality of life. Plus, once Daisy's there, she really enjoys her little walks and her potters and the new environment that she's in. Plus, novelty can be helpful for canine cognitive dysfunction. So, what to do? So, we're going to explore a better way of doing treats because holding her on my lap isn't very safe either in the event of a collision. Plus, trying to judge it to give her treats regularly enough, but not running out can be quite tricky. And as well as that, the difficulty there too was that it was quite stressful, so I couldn't relax for the journey either. And so I came up with this idea that this is her Kong toy. It is like a frog toy, and you can stuff it in the little holes with treats, and then dogs have to work to get the treats out. So she quite enjoys this and will do it for quite a long time. So she will lick and chew it, and she will get her little treats out. So that could last quite a long time. So we're thinking of providing that to Daisy, once she goes in the car, with the hope that it will keep her busy for the journey. And it might involve a degree of counter conditioning, or at the very least, distraction. So the plan is to try this on a shorter journey to begin with before trying it for the longer journey down to Wexford. So I don't know if any of you out there are struggling with the same issues, either because of canine cognitive dysfunction or just because your dog is not comfortable in the car overall. So hopefully maybe this will help, and I'd love for you to share your ideas if you have ideas too that have worked for you before. So this is a Kong toy, but there are other food puzzle toys that could be used either. So hopefully this video will help you feel less alone if you're dealing with it yourself, or be helpful to you if you have a client who's going through the same things, so you can understand their perspective. So I'll talk to you next time. Bye.